Hey everyone, welcome to the Naturally Yours podcast, where we celebrate our beautiful women of color while spotlighting their success and bringing more awareness to our natural hair. So, on today's episode, we have a beautiful Black queen coming all the way from Boston, and she is a bomb photographer and she also specializes in vegan eats. So, help me welcome Miss Beautiful Melange by Cece.
Thanks
Hi,
for having
Cece.
me.
You're so welcome. Thanks for coming on and giving me some of your time out of your busy schedule.
Oh, busy, busy, busy. This is my most busiest time of the year, the holidays.
I believe it. I believe it. So, um, do you feel like today, or not today, but do you think this year has been more busier before we get into our questions, just to kind of test the water? But
Yeah, of
has it been
course.
more busier this year than last year?
So, you know what's funny?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, no, I think every year around this time, it's super busy. Only because even with COVID happening, I still the way that I do my food, I still was able to get orders done and get them to people or them to pick them up. And honestly, the same way I was busy last year, I'm like that now.
Gotcha.
As
Gotcha.
soon as I
Nothing's
have my
changed.
menu up, no, nothing's changed at all. As soon as I have my menu up, people are calling me, people are texting, people are sending money. They don't care what I have, they just want it.
Like, give me what you got.
Yep.
Give me what you got.
Yep.
I definitely understand that. Okay. So that was just our teaser. Let's get into our questions. So the first question is, this is to open up the podcast. First, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you and what you currently do for the
Sure.
people who don't know.
So I'll give my full name, which is fine. I'll give
Okay.
my full name. So my full name is Danielle Ciata Freeman. I go by Cece outside of work purposes, right? So everyone I don't want to say in the streets, but family, friends, everybody, they call me Cece. And so number one, I'm a vegan chef and I also am a photographer. So I specialize in vegan catering locally in Boston, and I'll be branching out to start sending meals um, all across the United States. We're going to leave it at
Oh,
United States for right
nice.
now, but I think I've successfully started that. As a matter
Ooh.
of fact, today,
Ooh, congrats, girl.
thank you
That's
so
amazing.
much.
That is
Yeah,
amazing.
it was a lot of pressure put behind me, but I was I was ready and willing and I accomplished it. So I'm excited about that.
Yes, you
Yay.
did, girl. Kudos to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Um and I am also it's funny. I'm a whole bunch of things, but I'm a vegan chef and I'm also a photographer. So I do a lot of fashion photography in Boston. I work with a bunch of different creatives to create content, and I also work with one of my cousins who's also my makeup artist, um, and we collaborate together to create different types of content, which is great, and I think it's needed, in the current times that we're in.
Yes, yes. Content is king.
Yes, it
Oh,
is. It
yes.
is.
Content is definitely king.
Without content, social media would not exist.
It
So
wouldn't. It
in order to
wouldn't.
get those likes, you got to come up with something.
You
So
sure do. You sure do.
so we are forever coming up with content. She's great. I'll give her a little shout out.
Please
Joanna
do.
Joanna Petit Frere. Her business is Visage One Studios in
Okay.
Boston as well. So
Okay.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
I take that she is a
yeah.
massage therapist.
No, she is not.
Oh.
Visage. She is the face. She does
Oh.
makeup. makeup and
Got
beauty.
you.
She is actually one of the top wedding makeup artists in Boston.
Really? That's
Yeah,
awesome. That's
yeah,
awesome.
she's super cool. Yay!
Amazing. Well, congrats to her.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about what made you become an entrepreneur? What made you want to step out into this more difficult lane than actually being at a job? Because a job is just 8 hour, 8 to 10 hours, but entrepreneur
Right.
is all day long.
So when I hear people say entrepreneur, you say you can pick your hours, you can figure out if you want to work during the day or during the night or whatever you want to do. For
Hmm.
me, being a vegan chef, entrepreneurship is not just during the day. It is literally a 24-hour process. I've got to organize, I've got to set up, I've got to create my form so people can order food. I've got to work on my website. If you're a team of one, you literally have to be everything. You're your secretary. You are your manager. You are the chef. You are the creator. I mean, I'm doing literally everything, every facet. So, entrepreneurship to me, I mean, I love it because I'm super busy, but it's a team of one, and to me, it makes sense because you're loving what you do. Like I love what I do. I love to cook. I love to see people dance when they eat my food. That's what I love.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. That's one of the best feelings. I know I love when people enjoy my food when I cook too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Definitely. Definitely. Um, want to talk about my why and why I got started?
yes, yes. I do want to talk about your why.
So I would say grab your tissues, but it is a sad story, but
Okay, prepared.
okay. So um so 6 years ago I lost my fiance to brain cancer.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
So it's okay. So 6 years ago, I lost him to brain cancer, but obviously, him fighting his battle with brain cancer led me to where I am now. So
Right.
because of him and him going through everything that he went through,
Mm-hmm.
I had to do research and trying to figure out ways. You know, I was trying to figure out ways to heal him because obviously I didn't want him to pass away.
Right.
But in the middle of researching and meeting people and talking to people, um, I started to see more and more of the vegan lifestyle, and so I started doing things with him because at the time he couldn't eat himself, but I was giving him the nutrients that he needed in order to properly, you know, work his way to heal, so to speak.
Right. Right.
And with that, with me doing all my research, he was able to live an extra 9 months. And they gave him only 30 days to
Oh
live.
wow.
And he lived an extra 9 months off of that, off of what I did. And I know that because the hospice nurse, he kept saying, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it because he is really doing well. So I was giving him, squash and quinoa and blending it and putting it through the tube in his stomach. And they told him he would never eat or drink through his mouth ever again, and that was completely false. He completely shattered what they told him that he wasn't going to do. He was able to, within a month, he was able to eat, hold a cup on his own, drink. He was able to request food that he wanted. He was able to eat again. He was able to move little parts of his toes and his fingers and actually have real conversations with me, which was amazing to see just from his diagnosis because he had the worst form of brain cancer, glioblastoma, stage 4,
Right.
and which would have taken him out within 30 days. But because of what I was doing with him, he lasted an extra 9 months on this earth for us to love him. So
Oh, that is
that is,
powerful.
yeah, Yeah.
That's
So
powerful.
that is why I started this business, because even though it technically wasn't a business for me at first, it
Mm-hmm.
was simply people knew that that's what happened with him. So now they were reaching out to me to figure out, okay, what do I give my loved one who is suffering from cancer, who is suffering from, different types of diseases or things. And they would reach out to me. I would then do research and let them know, okay, boom, this is what you need to do.
Right.
This is where you need to go. These are the products that you need to get.
Right.
Um, and then it was, one by one, people asking me questions. And then I said, hey, wait a second. I think this can be something that could benefit me and benefit the community and then benefit the world.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
that is
Because
that.
the food they giving us is not right.
Oh, you
So,
already know that. I mean, and that's the thing is we 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 are eating, we're eating what we're given,
right.
right? And
Right.
not, and a lot of times we don't know what we're eating, but we eat it because it's good, right? It tastes good, but
Right.
we don't know the long-term results of what it's doing to us in the inside.
Right.
And
And
so
we
that's what I'm doing with my business, is really teaching you that you can still have the foods that taste good,
right.
right? But
Right.
you can have them in a way where they're not going to damage you.
Right. Yes, exactly. So are you fully vegan?
So for me, I'm very truthful with everyone. I am 95% vegan. And I say that, if my mother's going to watch this podcast, I say that because my mother still tries to feed me little pieces of her food with meat in it, right? And I'm like,
Uh,
no, I can try it, but I can't have the whole thing. So I leave that 5% open because I do help her with her food and her
okay.
catering so that
Okay.
I can help her. But
Oh,
I myself, during the week, I don't eat any type of meat products. On the weekends, I leave it open as a choice, right?
got you. Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times what we do, we we're kind of weird about things, right? So I know a lot of people that are like this. If you say you can't have something, that is the very thing that you do want, right? So I know that I shouldn't be eating meat. I don't say that I'm 100% vegan because I want to give myself the option to be open to do other things. Now,
Got
do
it.
I choose to go that way majority of the time? No, I don't. So I am working my way on becoming fully vegan.
Got you. Got you.
That other 5% keeps trying to bring me back.
Girl, I understand because I've been vegan 4 years, but I've had a few cheat days. I'm gonna
Mhm.
tell you, I haven't
Mhm.
had actual, rodents or animals that roll
Right.
around on the land, but I had like seafood.
Yeah, yeah. No, and
So
and and again, it's a process, right? Some people can cut things out cold turkey and be fine, but you want to be truthful with yourself. This
hmm
is it's because being a vegan, right? If you choose to go this route, it is a lifelong process,
hmm
right? It's an
hmm
everyday lifestyle thing. It is not like, oh well, kind of want
right,
to
right,
you want to be very sure. So if you go and you dibble and you dabble, don't beat yourself up about it, because
right.
the end result is you do and will and can have the willpower to completely rid yourself of it. I know that I can.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
We know that we can. It's just, I leave that option open because I don't want to pressure myself.
Got you, got you.
I don't like pressure.
Yeah,
I like for
yeah.
things to be easy
Zero,
going.
zero pressure. So, what are some things that you learned on the way that could shortcut the process for the next aspiring entrepreneur?
That's a great question. I don't know if I would easy cut corners, ways to cut corners. I would say, and this is probably a little nugget too, is to before you come out and actually become an entrepreneur, you need to
Hmm.
plan.
Okay. And what do you suggest that they plan?
So, number one, I don't even think you need to come up with a name. I think you need to come up with the idea first. What do you want to do? And then how would you start that? So, once you have all that breakdown, then you're going to need to figure out, okay, for each breakdown, what do I need to do? Like, for instance, I knew I wanted to be a vegan chef, right?
Right.
So I knew that for myself, what I did was transform things that I like to eat that have meat and transform them into veganized versions of themselves, right?
Right.
So I knew that once I did that, I needed people to taste. So I knew I had to get tasters, right? And then I need to figure out how was I going to market my stuff, right? Then it's then it's marketing. Then it's who's my who's my who's my market that I want to market to, right? Then it's
Hmm.
figuring out how are they going to order from me, right?
Hmm.
Then it's literally I don't know. I honestly that's a great question, but I don't know if I could actually cut corners.
Well, maybe not necessarily cut corners, but maybe to shortcut their process. Because
Yeah.
I'm sure you had to go through, way more because you had to research, you had to figure out how to
Mhm.
get certain things done. And maybe if there was an easier process, maybe you would suggest with those planning steps, maybe.
Yeah, I would say number one, you want to make sure you write everything down. Even if your ideas sound crazy, write them all down because it'll all make sense in the end,
Right.
right? You
Hmm.
write everything down and then you can organize from there. Once you have
Yes.
that organized, then you can, I mean, I had to go from beginning to end. I have a list of things. I have a list. So in order to cut to pretty much not really cut corners, but cut some of the tasks out, I would
Yes.
number one, you don't necessarily have to come up with a name, but it's
Okay.
great if you can get a name first. So name, then product. Then from product, get your EIN, right?
Right.
Then once you get your EIN, then you can go and decide whether or not you want to become an LLC, right? And
Hmm.
then once you do that, and you have to have your product, so you have to know what you're going to be selling. And once
Hmm.
you start marketing it out to people like your friends and family to help you, you're going to see, what's flying, what's not. And
Right.
then it's a weird process. And you know what? I haven't sat down to go over this process to see how I went about it. I
Mhm.
just pretty much did it. I said, you know
Gotcha.
what? I want to do this.
Right.
How am I going to do this? I'm just going to do it. And I
Right.
just jumped into it.
Right.
Try,
I'll learn as
figured,
I go.
yep. And honestly, that's what it is too. And you have to enjoy
Hmm.
learning as you go. You're going
You
to have
do.
a lot of bumps in the road. But
You're
at the end
gonna
of
you're
the
gonna
day,
have mistakes, but that
yep.
happens.
But as long as you love your craft and you love what you do,
Right.
everything, everything will work itself out. I've
Yes.
had, I've had, for instance, my mac and cheese. I love my mac and cheese.
That.
I've gone I've gone through 4 recipes.
Have you
Mhm. I've
finally
gone
found the
through 4.
one?
Yep. So I went through 4 recipes and took all 4 of those recipes and mixed them all together, and let me tell you, that mac and cheese is the bomb.
I bet. I bet.
It is so good. It is so good.
I bet. I can't wait to try your food.
I know. I know. Look, now I
I'm
can send it
excited.
out to you. I
I
can send it
know.
out to you.
I know. We about to get into this next question that's gonna suit that
Yes.
too. So
Yes.
I was gonna ask, so what are the next steps for your business? I know you told us you're gonna be rolling out to over well throughout the whole United States. So
Right.
tell us a little bit what made you want to go into that route, and how is that going? Like, how is that coming along?
So the reason why I wanted to ship out to the US, like other than just being local,
Mm-hmm.
um, is because I have friends and family in Boston that get mad. They get mad because my food is here in Boston. They have to be here in order to have it.
Right.
And I get threatened that I need
Oh,
to find a way to get my food to them. So finding
oh,
ways. I'm learning how to find these ways and getting it to my people.
right.
There was If they said they're willing to pay, I will send it. I will send it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So tell me this, what's going to be like your process when you get ready to ship those? Are you going to have this third party, or are you going to ship these out yourself? And then how are you going to get them there by staying good? Like, are you going to ship them frozen, like with ice
Mhm.
packs, or how do you?
Yep. So what I did today, um kind of give you a backstory.
Hmm.
Well, not really a backstory, but right now for the holiday season, I do have a holiday menu that is open. So I've got like pies. I've got Dutch apple pie, sweet potato pie, pumpkin gooey butter cake. I've got um I've got mac and cheese. I've got collard greens. I've got yams. I've got, you name it.
Girl, you got it.
I got it. Egg rolls, sauces with the egg rolls, like all that. So pretty much what I did today, I shipped out 2 pies to my cousin in New Jersey for Thanksgiving. And what I did was I made the pies yesterday. So I did the dough.
Hmm.
I made the dough,
Hmm.
made the pies,
Hmm.
cooked the pies, and then I
Hmm.
let them sit out, right, to cool down. And then
Right.
this morning, what I did was I put them in the special plastic pie casings. I
Uh-huh.
wrapped them in plastic. So I wrapped the pie in plastic,
Right.
right, so that it wouldn't, well, it didn't move because it is, it's cooked.
Right.
If your pie moves after it's cooked, that's a problem.
Yes.
And then I wrapped it up in plastic, wrapped it in bubble wrap, and wrapped the cold pack in the bubble wrap.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So and then I'll do overnight. So I did an overnight.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
she'll receive it. So with the ice pack, it'll stay good. Like, I mean, it's a pie, right?
Right.
It's not going to spoil overnight. And
Right.
it's a vegan pie. There's
Right.
no type of milk or anything like that in there.
Right.
So she'll receive the package by tomorrow. They'll be good.
Awesome. Awesome. I
Right.
love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yay. I'm
Yay.
excited. I'm
Yes,
excited
I'm
for this.
excited for you. Cause I know how hard it is to get vegan food. Cause
Mhm.
I don't have no one to help me out in that field except for my dad. And
Yeah.
that's barely any time because he doesn't live where I live. So, but
Uh
that would be the only person that could really cook something for me besides my husband. But other than that,
wow.
I don't have anyone that can cook not a lick of vegan food for me.
So you know what I've done here. So I mean, there are vegan chefs in Boston, right?
Hmm.
But with my family, my mother's like, well, she wanted to learn because this is what her daughter was doing. So now she wanted to learn, how do I, you know, okay, what can I do in the place of having milk? Okay, oat milk. Okay,
Right.
almond milk, and those type of things. So
Right.
she's learning, and she comes and she cooks with me. My grandmother, I'm gonna shout my grandmother out. My grandmother
Yes.
is gonna be 102 and still helps me cut apples for my apple pie.
Oh my.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Blessings,
So,
blessings,
yeah,
blessings.
she's a sweetheart. She's still smart as a whip. She still has she's something else. She
Is
is
she
something else.
vegan?
She's gonna
Is she
No,
vegan?
she might as well be. She don't eat. She likes sweets and egg rolls. That's what my grandmother likes. I make
Got
this
you.
Haitian drink. So I'm Haitian and Liberian.
Uh-huh.
And I make this Haitian drink called cremas, which
Uh-huh.
is made with coconut. The original version is coconut milk, condensed cow's milk, and lime, cinnamon, and you put barbancourt, which is a liquor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't put the milk, I don't put the condensed milk in there. I put coconut condensed milk in there instead. And I bring her some every time I make it. I have to. If she knows that I made it, she'll ask me, where's mine? Where's mine? And I don't want to share with anyone else. Where's mine? Um, so it's all these things that I learned how to veganize. And my family is so willing to be there in support of what I'm doing.
Right.
They're just there.
Right.
You know, my aunt lives here in Boston. She's helping out as well. I've got friends that come out. They're not vegan, but they say it all the time. We're not vegan, but we eat her food because her food is bomb.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know,
Just like
you
my
know.
brother and his wife, they're not vegan, but they eat my food.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
As long as, and I think that the point is it really comes down to this. If you know how to season your food correctly, it's not going to matter.
It's not.
No,
It's all
it's
about
not going to matter.
cooking with love.
Right. Right.
Yes. If you're
I
missing the
sit, I
love
have my
part, your
music.
food not gonna taste too good.
Thank you. When I sit, people crack up because I sit in my kitchen and I have my music on
Mm-hmm.
and I'm in
You
my
be vibing.
zone. Yeah,
Yes.
in my zone,
Yes.
having my concert while I'm mixing stuff up, putting things together.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
mess with me. Don't
Right.
mess
Don't
with me
mess
when
with
I'm
me.
in there cooking.
Right. Leave me alone now. Don't mess up my vibe.
That's right. That's right. Oh
Oh
man.
man, that is funny. I know how that is. Don't mess up my groove.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's get into a little bit of the natural hair, shall we? Because
Of
I want to know
course.
about those locks. So why
Yes.
don't you tell us a little bit about your natural hair journey? What what made you revert back to being natural, and then what made you
Okay.
decide to get locks?
All right. So this is the fun stuff. So, so
The
I
food is
started.
fun too.
I know the food was fun, but let me tell you, I love my hair too. I
Yes,
absolutely love
yes,
my
me
hair.
too.
So I'm trying to think. When did I start? I started before getting my locks. I went back natural back in 2007.
Okay.
And it was, I'm trying to think of what the correct word would be. I forced myself to do it. I was tired of perms. I'm not even gonna
I
lie.
don't blame you.
I was I was tired of perms. Um, I mean, I had my hair braided. I did wigs. I did weaves. I did everything. And then I said, you know what?
Hmm.
This is enough. And so what I started doing is just twisting my hair at the root
Hmm.
and then cutting off the perm ends until they were gone.
Gotcha.
Um, and then I didn't start my locks until my fiance passed away.
Mm.
And I honestly started my locks because I was tired of really just doing my hair, figuring out a process. It was like an all day process to do my hair. Um, and honestly, it was in memory of him that I did this as well. So I've had my hair for 6 years. I've had my hair in sister locks for 6 years. He's been gone for 6 years. So every year that is a memory
Yeah.
of him,
Gotcha.
with me
Gotcha.
and my hair. So
Yes.
yeah,
It's
and
a
I love
beautiful
it.
story.
Yeah, definitely. Six long years. And to be quite honest, uh besides me being a kid, because when I was little, my hair was super long.
Mm.
This is the longest my hair has ever been, and it's long.
It is long. It's really long.
Mm-hmm.
Really long. Yes, it's pretty though.
I honestly encourage anyone to try it. I mean, it's not to try and to undo it. This is an actual lifestyle.
Yes. My
This is
brother
a
has
lifestyle.
locks.
Yeah.
So, yep. Yep.
It's a definite lifestyle. But I mean, it's so worth it. Within my first year, my hair was shooting and growing. It's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy, but I love it. I accidentally colored it. It's
Uh-oh.
like 500 different colors. I don't know. People like it, but um I decided that I wanted to, because usually my hair is, I didn't color it for a long while, obviously because I wanted my locks to mature first,
Gotcha.
and then I introduced color to them, and I haven't went back ever since.
Can't blame you. Can't
No,
blame you, girl. I do like the color though.
thank
It
you.
looks very auburn, like very autumn, very
So
autumn
it
like for fall.
Yes, yep.
Yes,
That was my I always loved like coppers and tans, and like little pieces of like blonde in there. Yeah.
gotcha. Well, you definitely did that, girl.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. You are welcome. Okay, so last question.
Uh-huh.
What is some advice you would give to our listeners when they are still at their full time 9 to 5 and they are wanting to leave their 9 to 5 and go into being a chef? What are some gems or some, you know, tips that you could give our listeners that may be wanting to step out on their own?
Number one, start. I think that's the biggest hurdle that everyone has. You may want to do something, you don't know what to do, start.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Right.
if you're just coming up with a process on what
Right.
you want to do, start it.
Start.
Um, I would want to say don't be scared,
Mm-hmm.
right? Don't be fearful, right?
Right.
Because the fear is only holding you back. And I
Yes.
know obviously with fear, I'm fearful every day when it comes to being an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to love what you do. Once you love what you do, the fear will go away,
Right.
right? The
Right.
fear will go away, but you have to know your little trigger. I have little triggers that try to put me back into that fearful place. And then, I need my friends and my coach, Brendan.
Brendan.
Brendan, I need my coach to kind of kick me in my butt, like, stop. Remember who you are.
Right.
That is one of the key things. Remember who you are. You
Yes.
are the best. No one is
Yes.
better than you. No one is
Right.
better than you at what you do at
Right.
all.
Because there's not another you.
There's not another you.
Yeah. That's our
There's not a
superpower. There's only one of
Yep.
us.
Yep. I I also I also say this for anyone who's trying to be a chef,
Mm-hmm.
make your food and have people critique it. Have
Right.
friends over,
Right.
right? Have
Right.
family over. Oh,
Right.
I made this. I need you to taste it. Like for instance, for Thanksgiving, um, I am I've come up with some sauces because I love to make sauce too. So I've
Gotcha.
come up with some sauces that I'm gonna have my family um, actually critique, and probably come up with names on
Got you.
what we should call the sauces. So
Oh,
you utilize your family. That's what they're there for,
right. And you
right?
know they not gonna turn down some free food.
Mm-mm. Not
Mm-mm.
at all. Not at all. Oh, try this. Tell me what you think.
Right.
And make sure when people try your food, they give you reviews,
Gotcha.
because that's going to help you definitely soar in this industry.
Got you. And you would say video reviews and written ones?
I would definitely do video reviews and written ones. I've I recently, I did a sale last Saturday, and I had I sold out. Number one, I sold out. It was for cremas, but the French toast. So I used the alcohol infused coconut milk,
Mm-hmm.
and I used that as the base for the French toast.
Uh-huh.
And this guy left me a message in Haitian Creole, the whole message, to tell me how good my food was, which was
Aw.
amazing. It
Yeah.
was so super, super, super cool. So
Yeah.
those things honestly, those help you get to the next level.
Yeah.
Hearing how people really love your food, I
Yeah.
was told, I thank God for your hands. I was like, you thank God for my hands?
Right.
Me?
Right.
My
Right. Like, thank you.
Look, these little baby hands.
Right.
But
No, I
yeah,
understand.
the reviews are everything. The
Yes.
reviews, they not only make you feel good, but they also, again, it helps you to
They're,
stay creating.
mm-hmm.
Keep creating. Never stop creating. Never
Right.
stop being who you are. Never
Right.
stop creating.
Right. For sure. Agreed. Agreed. So, you want to let us know where they can find you at?
Of course. This is my favorite part. No. So you can find me on Instagram at Melange by Cece. That's MELANGES BYCC. I'm also on Facebook. I'm also on YouTube. I'm also on Twitter. I'm also on Snapchat, Melange by CC5. I'm everywhere. I'm
Yes.
everywhere. Wherever
Yes.
social media is, I am there. I'm gonna be posting I'll be posting new content on YouTube. I post some things on I'm also on Snapchat too. Yeah, I'm everywhere. But you can also I also have a website, www.melangebycc.com.
Okay.
Um and I also have an email, info@melangebycc.com.
Girl, you gotta have it all. Gotta have it all. We
Yeah,
need all them contacts.
yep. I need to be contacted every way possible.
I feel you. I understand, girl. I definitely understand.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on with the podcast today, Miss Cece. I really enjoyed your story. Such a
Thank you
beautiful story.
so much. And thank you so much for having me, Ty. I mean, I had a blast. I love talking anyway, so
You are so welcome. You are welcome here anytime to come on this platform and share some more news with us. We're gonna have to catch up maybe in about
awesome.
6 months and have you
Definitely.
back in here.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, guys, this was episode 3 of the Naturally Yours podcast. Thank you for tuning in, and we're going to catch you on the next episode. We are out of here.
Bye.
Bye.